and successfully upheld the rule of law. Now, I know many in the audience are speculative about these powers that were granted and the powers that were used, but nevertheless, these powers were used efficiently and in a way to protect our own communities. I would like to request that the jury and all members in attendance to view all things with an open mind and remember that the honorable, or correction, the district attorney was here to do a job, and she did do that job. Thank you, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed with your opening statement.
All right. All right. Members of the court, I'm here today. Well, I'm sitting in front of you all today to find justice and equality in this courtroom. As what I went through earlier in the day, where I was held against multiple things in the wrongdoing, which I was accused of. On the list here, I was unlawfully arrested. Home was broken into and searched. I was harmed. I have this, as you can see, I have this scar on my face. I was tased for no reason. I even lost my friend that night. Friend didn't get help from neither department. The fire department didn't show up. Police officers didn't touch him. Troopers didn't touch him. They left him to die. A good friend that night. And I had guns pointed at me, my home, me getting dragged out of my car. I was provided no warrant at all. They didn't present themselves as the police department. No one called out. So I didn't know what was going on. I just know that I was dragged out of my house, tased, thrown in cuffs, and treated unfairly. That is all for me, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may be seated. Plaintiff, are you ready to proceed with either statements or witnesses?
The plaintiff would like to call its first witness, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
The plaintiff would like to call Officer Nova Place to the stand.
So Nova, if you come up this way, sir. Come up this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. You stand up and raise your right hand. Let me get you up here. Put your hand up in Nova Place. I think this is you. Clerk up here. So Nova, can you accept the joint request?
I think you picked the wrong number.
Oh, Lord. No, So Nova, when you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Tell the truth, nothing but the help me God.
You cut out. What did you say?
Repeat after me. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
No place you may be seated.
Am I free to proceed with questioning, Your Honor? Your Honor?
You said you may.
Oh, sorry, my bad. You cut out for me. Alrighty. Witness, can you please state your name and occupation for the court?
My name is Nova Mech. Occupation is Maryland State Police.
So you are an officer in good standing with the state, correct?
Affirmative.
And question for you: do you believe that the charges that I'm about to list are crimes in the state of Maryland, including damage of government property, illegal discharge of a firearm, public endangerment, and officer murder? Are those all crimes in the state of Maryland?
Yes, they are.
And do you wholeheartedly believe that anybody caught breaking these laws should be arrested?
Yes.
And tell me, do you know the district attorney at all?
Barely. I only pulled her over for going 75 in a 70.
Okay, but do you believe that she's a good person, just kind of in general?
Yeah.
And have you ever seen, aside from speeding, but come on, who hasn't done that? Aside from the speeding, have you ever seen her act out in any way, do anything against the public safety?
No, not really.
And do you believe, as a respected law enforcement officer in the state, that she would do anything to endanger the public?
I don't believe so.
And you have no reason to believe that in any way, shape, or form, right?
No, I don't.
Thank you. The plaintiff has no further questions, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready to proceed with cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
I'm trying to fix my damn audio. I'm gonna leave and join back real quick.
Let's give him some time to fix his audio.
Oh, my bad.
He said he'll be back in about a minute.
God dang, man. What's coming up here? We good?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
All right. It's down. All right, can I proceed?
You may proceed.
All right, Nova Plays. Can you state your name and your rank for the court?
My name is Novomek and my rank is Trooper.
Right. Were you on scene of the events that happened later on today?
Later on today, depends. I was at a lot of scenes.
Were you at the scene at 504?
504, that sounds familiar.
In what ways does that sound familiar to you?
We had a call there earlier, and then I was there for a few calls today.
So when you went to the call that involved me, what was the call description?
Oh dear God, help me if I can remember. I know there was all I got was it was a backup unit needed.
And who were you backing up at the time?
I want to say it was Maple, but I want to say it was Maple, but I was in a rush. It was just a unit requesting assistance. So I check something real quick.
I got it. What was your involvement on scene?
My involvement on scene was just to back up the other officers on scene. Didn't really do anything because the suspect had been detained at the time.
Did you have a clear description of the suspect?
Kind of looked, dear God, if I can, looked like, sweet Jesus. I'm using something to reference by because I have bad thought. Looked like you, to be honest.
What do I look like?
Well, to me, you look like a African American male with a black tuxedo. Maybe in their 40s, possibly 4 foot to 5 foot.
All right. Were you giving a warrant for arrest and search of me?
That's it.
and
Yeah,
the property?
I was there to assist with the aftermath of the cease and desist warrant.
Did you see the physical document?
Yes, I did. It slid across my monitor for a few minutes.
Can you please tell me who briefed you on the document and whose signature was on the bottom of the document?
I didn't pay attention to the signature. I just noticed it was given to me by I think it was either a corporal or a captain at the time. And then who briefed me? They just told me. I think they just told me to look over the warrant. I wasn't really briefed.
Well, to my knowledge, that you said if it was a corporal or a captain, Maryland State Police Department only has one currently enlisted captain, which is currently on the LOA. So, can you please tell me the corporal who gave you this document?
Objection to relevancy.
I was irrelevant.
And
All due
also on
respect.
top of
Hold on. All due respect, Your Honor. Why does it matter if we handed him the document?
Okay, it's regarding to the case, so we'll let it stay. Mr. Cox, you may proceed.
All right. I just wanted to know because Mr. Nova plays here, and he's not pretty sure. He's not giving me a direct answer. There's
Objection
always
testifying.
dead ends.
okay, there was only one corporal, and so it would have to have been Corporal Maple with the Maryland State Patrol.
All right. Can you please tell me who signed the document?
Objection asked and answered.
You didn't answer the question.
No, I said asked and answered. You already asked who signed the document. He already gave an answer. You're re-asking that question.
He said he didn't see. I mean, how can you be? How can you be an official on scene and hand an important piece of paper and not memorize all the important information on it?
Objection speculation.
You said answer. I'm going to respond to one objection at a time. The first objection was asked and answered. Did he give a absolute answer as far as the question that was regarded by the defense attorney? Did he give an answer?
Well, Your Honor, no, Your Honor. He already he asked the correction. Mr. Glocks asked that question earlier the witness gave an answer, and now he's re-asking that question, which is why I'm making the objection asked and answered.
Okay, good. Mr. Gotch, just proceed with the next question.
All right. All right. That's gonna be all for now, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Noble Place, you are relieved. Defense plaintiff attorney, are you ready to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's do this over.
All right, you can call your next witness to the stand.
Can we go ahead and remove Nova, Nova from the stage?
All right,
Thank you.
all right, next witness to the stand.
The plaintiff would like to call Corporal Maple to the stand.
Hey, Glock, sit down, Glock, sit down, Glock. And Mr. Maple, when you stay, please raise your right hand. Let me let you up here. See, I don't see Maple in the.
Right there.
Hello.
Mr. Maple, may you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. You swear to tell. I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
All right, you may be seated. Plaintiff attorney, are you ready to proceed with questioning?
Yes, sir. Or correction, yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Alrighty. Could you please state your name and occupation for the court?
My name's Maple. I'm a corporal at Maryland State Police Department.
And you were on scene of the alleged events, correct?
Correct.
And you did have a warrant in hand, correct?
No, I was not the one that wrote up the warrant.
No, but I said you did have a warrant, and that's why you were there, correct?
No, I was arriving on scene as well as a requested unit.
And who dispatched you down there?
Mr. Nova. Destroying Nova, not Nova, please.
And what was the reason that you were dispatched there?
I had a panic.
Did you identify any suspects when you got on scene?
I identified two suspects. Seemed to be one accomplice. With the suspect of X-Glocks, as well as another person named Mr. Ethan.
And just to confirm, the person that you were talking about, are they in this courtroom today?
X-Glocks, yes. Ethan is not the judge, so.
Just go ahead and point them out for me.
Mr. X-Glocks right across from me, right behind you, was one of the
Let the
suspects when I arrived on scene.
let the record reflect that the witness is identifying the defense, X-Glock, as the perpetrator in this case. And you said that they responded to a panic button, please. Could you please explain what a panic button is?
Panic button is when an officer is in distress or in need of assistance at that time and moment.
And when you got on scene, did the officer who pressed their panic require immediate assistance?
Yes, they did. I arrived on scene and all I saw was officers at X-Glock's house. Mr. Destroying Nova said that we had a warrant and we were allowed to force entry on the house.
As for the officer who was in need of assistance, what exactly happened to them?
So apparently there was reports of shots fired with X-Glocks and his acquaintance.
And just to be clear, the suspect that you identified previously is the suspect who was on scene at the reported shots fired. Is that correct?
Yes, and they attempted to drive away.
They attempted to flee from law enforcement officers?
Yes.
And
He flew out the back and hopped in one of his vehicles, BMW, black and colored BMW, and attempted to flee the scene, but officers apprehended him at that time.
did he come willingly or was he passively resistant?
He was passively resistant, of my mind.
And in your honest opinion, do you believe that the suspect that you identified previously in that moment posed a threat to the public?
Yes, he had a weapon on him. He was shooting at law enforcement officers, so I do believe.
You witnessed him firing at law enforcement officers?
Did not witness them. I had reports of it.
And the recovered firearm, you said you did require, gain a firearm from him, correct?
Yeah, the officers on scene did find a firearm on him.
And again, just for the court, do you have any reports of bad conduct coming from the district attorney?
Can you elaborate?
Objection.
The plaintiff would like to request under what ground?
Reason for the objection?
Perjury.
Okay, what did he lie about on the oath?
I lied about a couple things. The report, and I have no firearm. I didn't have a firearm. The person that had me arrested and took me out of my car and everything, no firearm was recovered from the scene that matched any DNA to me, and it also was not logged in no database.
Respectfully, Your Honor, the plaintiff never said that it was directly involved. He simply said that a firearm was recovered.
From
May I speak?
Go ahead, defense attorney.
Is that objection sustained or overruled, Your Honor?
No, I'm trying to get my words out. There's no report of the firearm being recovered in general.
Yes,
I understand, but my witness is testifying to the fact. If the state recovers evidence of perjury, they can pursue that charge at a later date. And if the state obtains evidence of perjury, they are more than welcome to pursue charges on that date. And should the witness in this case be convicted of perjury, an appeal date for this court can be.
The objection is going to be sustained. We'll look into the giving evidence to the court. You may proceed with questioning.
And Mr. Maple, do you have any reason to believe that the district attorney would do anything outside of her power to harm the community in any way, shape, or form?
From my past experience, not from my past experience, no.
And do you believe that the district attorney is not only capable, but is quite good at her job?
From my past experience, I believe so.
Thank you. The plaintiff has no further questions, Your Honor. Your Honor.
I would like to elaborate on what I was previously questioned on.
Hold on.
Are you done with questioning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense attorney, are you ready to proceed with your cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
All right. Sorry about that. All right, Maple, you confirm the address on that document?
Yes, it was 504. What was the post?
Can you repeat that for me? I'm sorry.
I said 504.
The exact address on the document, 504 didn't mean anything.
No, I do not remember the address.
Right, because there isn't one listed on the current document. It says workplace. I'm
Objection
currently
testifying. Respectfully, Your Honor, the defense attorney should be asking questions, not making statements.
Proceed with the next question.
Gotcha. So you don't remember address?
Objection,
No,
asked and answered.
Objection overruled. Proceed.
No, I have not.
Do you
Sorry,
remember the
I'm
important
sorry.
details of the document?
Do I remember the details? No, I don't remember much from that call. I had many other calls within my shift. I have not had time to re-go over this case.
You know what was going on that call or the scene?
For most of the scene, no, but when I arrived on scene, I began to gather information. Like most people say, when you arrive on scene, you never know what's gonna happen. We had a gun recovered from your acquaintance, so.
For the court, can you please state your rank in the Maryland State Police Department?
Objection, Your Honor, asked and answered. The witness already testified to his rank when he was introduced to the court by me.
Sorry. Continue with the next question.
Gotcha. Did you enter the house?
No, I did not.
Were you
Were
nearby when the others entered the house?
Objection, leading.
Sorry. Proceed with the next question.
So, do you remember anything at all from the scene?
Objection, ambiguity.
Overruled. I would like to hear his answer.
What I do remember from the scene, was when I arrived on scene, multiple officers were outside of the suspect's house with guns pointing at his house like he had done something wrong. I do not know the crime he committed. I just followed along with my officers. My supervisor was on scene. It's going to be Mr. Pro Gaming. He was on scene. He had a gun pointed at the house, so I immediately went with him on the scene. Eventually, I had moved to the back of the house and to see other people, and your acquaintance X Glocks, Mr. Ethan. He had a automatic machine gun rifle pointed at officers and shot multiple rounds at officers. And I feel like that okay, don't worry about that. I believe that X Glocks was a perpetrator in this situation, and he was with his acquaintance trying to harm other people.
Right, Your Honor, that'll be all for me.
Right. Mr. Maple, you may exit the stand. Plaintiff attorney, are there any more witnesses that you are seeking to call?
The plaintiff would like to call the defendant X Glock to the stand.
I got. All right. Glocks, please raise your right hand once you get up here. Repeat after me. I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I swear to tell the truth, so help me God.
All right, you may be seated.
Could you please state your name and occupation for the court?
It was Xbox One, and currently I am not employed.
Alrighty. So, Mr. Xbox, at the time of the incident, you were with somebody else, is that correct?
Yes.
Who was that?
A deceased family member. He was 66.
And you were physically with him, correct, on the day of the incident?
Spent the night at my home.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Yes, he was spending the night at my home.
And you said he's deceased. Can you explain what happened to him?
He made some bad decisions. He didn't walk. We were carrying boxes in the house, and grabbed one other thing in his bag. I had no clue what was in it. So all the police were arriving, and everything, and he ran out the back door, trying to figure out what was going on because he seen people outside with guns. And all I hear is a few gunshots go off, and I don't find out later that he died until he dragged me out of my house, and I seen him laying there.
You said you heard gunshots, correct?
Correct.
Do you have any reason to believe that your family member was carrying a firearm?
You say that again for me?
I said, do you have any reason to believe that your family member was carrying a firearm?
He was a good person. He didn't believe in guns.
That didn't answer my question. Do you have any reason to believe that he was carrying a firearm on that night?
No, sir.
So, to your knowledge, he did not own or possess any firearms.
No, sir.
The plaintiff would like to reference the statements made by former witnesses stating that the family member in this case did have a firearm on his person and did openly fire at police officers. Now, Mr. Glocks, forgive me, you said that when the police arrived, your family member ran out the back door. Is that correct?
Yes.
So he was running from police officers.
No. He didn't run. He didn't run from the police.
But you just said he ran out the back door when the police
Ran
got there.
to the door. He ran to the door and stepped out. That's what I mean by run out the house. He ran out the house. He didn't leave the property not one time. He ran out the house because we heard commotion outside, heard things moving around. He looked out the window. He saw a person with a gun.
But this person,
Just go off.
but this person was dressed in a law enforcement uniform. Is that right?
I have no clue.
Where were you throughout the entire ordeal?
I was in the bedroom sleeping till all the commotion started to happen, which I continued to stay in the bedroom. I didn't leave not once.
You didn't leave the bedroom at all.
No, sir.
You said that you and your family member were carrying boxes in earlier. Do you mind telling me what was in those?
Yeah, it was for poison tots. We partnered up with the local hospital, and even though it's very early in the year, they like to get a head start on things because they have many other programs. So we're planning to make a donation. So we were driving all around town collecting things and packaging it up so we can be good to go.
So the boxes were full of items, correct?
Yes.
So it would be easy to hide things in them, correct?
No, sir.
You don't believe it would be easy to hide things in a box stuffed full of items?
No, sir. Because we packed the boxes together.
Right, but that's not the question I asked. I asked if you believed that something could be hidden in there.
No, sir.
Very well. Do you have any reason to believe, or correction, do you have any idea as to why your family member shot at police officers?
No, because I don't believe he shot a police officer.
Right, but he was shot for shooting at police officers.
I have no clue what he was shot for. Wasn't present in his death.
So, in your own opinion, are you saying that you don't believe that your family member had the ability to attack police officers?
My opinion doesn't matter.
Well, respectfully, I'm asking for it. So, could you please answer the question?
Yeah, your opinion doesn't matter. I mean, my opinion doesn't matter in this case.
All due respect, Mr. Glocks, you're on the stand, and you are to answer questions that I ask you. Now, I'm going to ask my question again. Do you believe that your family member had the ability to attack police officers? Yes or no?
My opinion does not matter.
Your Honor, I would like you to instruct the witness to answer my question wholly and completely, as he did, as he swore under.
As he said, his opinion does not really matter as far as what we're trying to pursue here on today. So
It doesn't matter. No objection has been made, and I'm asking him a question which he is compelled to answer.
He wouldn't have anyone to object for him. So
He's permitted to object. He's still presiding counsel in this case, but he failed to do so. So I would like him to answer my question. Now, Mr. Glocks, do you believe that your family member had the ability to attack police officers?
No,
You do not believe that in any capacity.
no,
Did your family member have any previous run-ins with the law?
no.
None at all.
He was a business owner across state, so
He was never arrested. He was never pulled over. Nothing like that.
No, not to my knowledge.
Alrighty. Thank you, Your Honor. The plaintiff has no further questions, and this witness is excused.
Mr. Cox can exit the stand. Mr. Cox, are you ready to call your next witness?
Yes.
All right, who would you be calling to the stand?
We got the district attorney, Lex.
How you doing, Miss Lex? Can you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Right, you may be seated.
All right. Can you state your name and occupation for the court?
Dr. Alexis Hermes, U.S. District Attorney of the state of Maryland.
And what is your experience with law enforcement?
My experience with law enforcement, I was a 2CR12 with MSP. Previously, I've served as the U.S. Attorney General, residing that has to do with federal law enforcement. Let's see, I was the director back in Michigan of a Federal Bureau Investigation Service. I've worked with PD before, so I have a lot of law enforcement experience.
All right. Were you the one that pushed for this warrant?
That's correct.
Did you sign this warrant?
I did sign this warrant.
Did you have any reasonable knowledge of what was going on that day before signing that warrant?
Not to my knowledge. MSP Trooper approached me with a probable cause and reasoning for his suspicions of you as the perpetrator. And seeing as I am representing the states and I'm supposed to uphold the justice system, of course, I believe my troopers. So what do? I sign the warrant. There was no residing judge.
Can you name the trooper that came to you in the rank, please?
It is Nova Destroyer, and his rank. Give me 1 second. His rank is Senior Trooper within Maryland State Police.
Right. Was this warrant presented to a judge?
At the time, the warrant was not presented to a judge, and reasoning, the judge was participating within the crimes. So there was no judge. So I cease to believe that I acted in my full duty representing the state of Maryland and the citizens.
Are you allowed to do that in your powers to sign a warrant yourself?
Legally speaking, it would be a judge's position to sign the warrant, but then if there's no presiding judge, as a representative of the state, that was emergency power, and I did so to protect the citizens of Maryland.
All right, so you're not. So you're saying legally you're not allowed to do that.
I did say that.
All right. Do you know the home address of the warrant you signed out for?
I do not know the home address. I remember exact postal code, and that was 504.
Right. You do know there's multiple homes in the location of 504.
Objection, testifying. Your Honor.
All right, what's your next question, defense attorney?
Right. All right. But I think that's just going to be all for me, Your Honor.
All right. Plaintiff attorney. Have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Madam District Attorney, you like earlier stated, you live upon the word of these troopers.
Correct. I live upon the word of the troopers and any law enforcement officer.
And these troopers have sworn an oath to protect their local communities, right?
That is correct.
Do you believe that committing perjury or violations of oaths count as serving their communities?
Repeat the question. My Wi-Fi went out.
Do you believe that perjury or any violations of oath actively help serve their communities?
I do not believe that perjury and violation of oath helps the community.
Do you have any reason to believe that these troopers would lie in any way, shape, or form?
I do not have any reason. I truthfully believe them on their words.
Has there been any prior evidence, any prior convictions to, that they made false statements on?
Not at all.
To your knowledge, do they have any major disciplinary actions?
The trooper that approached me? No.
So do you believe that the people who have testified here today are law enforcement officers who have sworn an oath and are in good standing with the state?
do believe that.
And in your professional legal opinion, do you believe that the actions of Mr. Glocks were illegal?
Correct.
Do you believe that the actions of his accomplice in this circumstance were illegal?
Correct.
Do you believe that your direct actions prevented further chaos and or crimes from being committed?
And that is absolutely correct.
Do you have any reason to believe that your troopers acted in a way that would be against the law?
Not at all.
Has there been any formal submissions by the Maryland State Police for your prosecution against these troopers?
Not at all.
And have any of these troopers ever been prosecuted in a court of law?
Not at all.
So, in your direct opinion, these troopers, respectable members of the state, approached you with probable cause that that two individuals possessed the ability or were planning to break the law and therefore needed to be apprehended. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And in this case, were they successfully apprehended and or prevented from engaging in further criminal activity?
That is also correct.
And you did take an oath to help uphold and protect this community, correct?
Also correct.
And do you believe that using your power to instruct honorable troopers of the state to enact their duties, which successfully landed or prevented individuals from engaging in criminal activities, falls within your jurisdiction as district attorney?
Yes.
And so do you believe your direct actions, signing that warrant, further helped or prevented the community from, or correction, they further helped the community and prevented it from seeing further harm?
That's correct.
I'm going to wait a minute until Ethan comes back and goes off of mute, unless, I forget, is the jury making the verdict in this case?
Yes.
Okay, cool, sorry. I'm just going to say my last question again, just so that the judge can hear it. Do you believe that your direct actions by signing that warrant prevented the community from experiencing further chaos and or criminal activity?
Correct.
And while your actions may not necessarily have been legal, do you, as the district attorney, have the ability to receive emergency powers in times of crisis to enact the powers that you did?
I do.
And do you reasonably believe that these powers were granted to you?
Yep.
And they were under the grounds that, given the fact that a judge was directly involved in criminal activity and therefore had a conflict of interest, you had no choice but to seize these powers in order to authorize your decision.
That is correct.
The plaintiff has no further questions and this witness is excused.
Right. We can go into a breakout session. Jurors, you may head down to the lobby. We'll move you guys to a private VC to discuss. We'll be back for closing statements. The court. We'll take a 4-minute session.
I believe the court is in recess.
The lies that they're spewing.
Crazy.
Hey, court clerk.
What's up?
Do you have that? Do you have that all on clip?
Yeah.
You have the part that says she has the power to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Just asking for a friend, you know.
Okay. Maple, if you can just go sit down and not interfere with. Thank you. GH going off. Okay, we're a little over halfway through the recess. If you're a spectator, you can start heading back. Okay, spectators can start sitting down again. Should be closer. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, everyone can start sitting down. I don't know, there might be a couple more people. Who's using the bathroom? Okay. But yeah, if everyone can just sit down. Maybe you guys can start going back to where you were. You should be out in a second. Okay, we're having delays. Please don't go around the map while we wait. He's stupid. Okay, we should be starting in about a minute. Everyone just start sitting down, trying to get quiet. Bro. Once they restart, sorry, start joining the VC, get out of the bathroom and come back over here. That sound. Bruh, that was my extra pair of pants. Just extra. And now we know where we get the weather from. Okay, yeah, start sitting back down. Should be back anytime now. tags. Okay, yeah. Everyone start heading back to your seats. We can get this smoothly to the end. Okay. Okay, everyone start sitting down.
Everybody can head back to their seats. We'll now prepare for closing statements. After closing statements, we'll take another 2-minute session, and then we'll come back with the verdict. All right? Is GH here? I'll open court then. All rise for the Honorable Judge E. Huey 66. All right, you may be seated. Plaintiff, are you ready to proceed with your closing statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
Alrighty. Thank you, Honorable Judge Huey. Thank you, members in attendance, and thank you, members of the jury. As you have seen throughout this case, I have presented evidence through testimony of sworn-in witnesses and sworn-in law enforcement officers of this state, proving that not only was Mr. Glock's acquaintance actively committing criminal offenses, including shooting at police officers, but Mr. Glock's himself is a criminal. Now, I am all for one to believe innocent until proven guilty. However, the facts demonstrated in this case have proven not only that he is a criminal, but that his character as a person is shaken. The fact that he did not know whether his own family member possessed the ability to attack law enforcement officers, despite the fact that less than 5 minutes later, that family member was actively shooting at police officers, not just with any regular firearm, but with an illegally obtained automatic firearm. Now, again, I am all for the rule of law and the rule of justice. However, I, for one, as a representative of this great state, believe, or actually consider it ludicrous, that we as a community are entertaining this argument. Members of the jury, I urge you to understand that the members in this case sitting across from me, the defense, they are criminals. They should not be trusted. Their statements are built upon the facts of pure speculation, lies, and that they are built upon lies and deception. Now, in this case, like I already mentioned, you have seen irrefutable evidence of not only my client, the district attorney of the state of Maryland's innocence, but also that she went above and beyond in her duties to protect this great state. And I believe that in this instance, she should not only be declared not guilty, she should receive some sort of compensation for doing such a great job serving this great state. And I remind you as jurors that if you rule against her in this case, you are directly inhibiting the rule of law and that of justice, because you are directly saying that a district attorney cannot carry out her duties and appropriate power to make sure that criminals are apprehended without fearing lawsuits and possible termination. Once again, I urge you to consider the facts openly, and a reminder that you have a lot of power in this situation, power to decide the fate of not just this case, but cases to come. Please choose wisely. Thank you, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready to proceed with your closing statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
May I approach the jurors, Your Honor?
You may approach.
I just wanted to thank you all for being here tonight and hearing out all the facts and evidence that was presented to you guys. As we all came here for law and justice. Okay. Sorry about that. As, as we all came here for law and justice, there was multiple things wrong. As the two witnesses called up by an oath couldn't give important information and details of what it went on. You have the district attorney doing things outside of her power, not legal. Document that was provided to everyone on scene was also invalid because it had contained invalid information. The address says 6021 and it's listed as a work address. My home is not a work address. As I stated, I have no occupation. I'm working out. My address is 5042 Lee Street. It's nowhere near the work address. 6021 is the area of the farms and the county gas station. No homes are over there. There was no report of a gun being recovered, logged in either police department. There was no logs of shots being fired. There's no logs of anyone arrest or being violent. There's no documentation of any of the scene. So this all just went on and went in someone's ear. And I lost a friend because of it. And in the case of that, got this permanent scar on my face. And I was lawfully put in handcuffs and dragged away from my home. I appreciate you all listening and taking my words into consideration despite all the things that happened tonight. And we're looking for gratuity and suspension of the district attorney and justice. That will be all, Your Honor. And thank you, juror. Thank you, Your Honor. That'll be all.
Right. We would like to take a 2-minute session. We'll come back for the verdict. Jurors, you guys can go into a lobby, out down into a private VC. Let's see.
Speakers turned on? No way. My shit. My shit just turned on.
Okay, NH. Just move out of the way of the camera. Okay, this is going to take a while longer than 2 minutes. What? Huh, Nova? I read the whole thing, but what? Should I, like, say your name or what, bruh? Bruh, I don't. Take your Taco Bell. I don't need your Taco Bell. Okay, everyone just get back in your seats.
Mic check, mic check.
All right, jurors. Jurors. So how we're gonna do this? You guys will answer in order. All rise for the Honorable Judge Huey. All right, you may be seated. You may be seated. You may be seated.
Before we begin with verdicts, may the plaintiff be heard?
Proceed.
Will you just make it extremely clear to the court that what each verdict necessarily means, like what guilty means in this context and what not guilty means in this context, so everybody knows what's going on?
Okay. So I'll explain. We have about how many jurors do we have back there? About 4. We have 4 jurors. I'm gonna say about 5. We have about 5 jurors. So there will be the not guilty verdict will mean well, it won't be a not guilty or guilty. They'll say the jurors a plead of who they're in favor of, either the state of Maryland or in favor of Gox 1. And then the sentencing that comes behind that can be talked about amongst the clients themselves. So it wouldn't be a not guilty or guilty verdict. They'll just state who they're in favor of. All right. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any objections, questions, statements that needs to be made at this time? If not, I will start with Juror 1. Juror 1, how do you plead?
In favor of X Glocks 1.
Juror 2, how do you plead?
In favor of Xbox One.
Juror 3, how do you plead?
Juror 4 pleads in favor of X Glocks 1.
Juror. Okay. So that's all right.
Oh, I mean 3, my fault.
Juror 4, how do you plead?
In favor of Xbox One.
All right. At this time, this court has heard the jury among us. As the votes was 4 out of 4 for our jury, the court in favors in Xbox One. The court will decide of the restituity that Mr. Gox will receive and will inform IA of the suspension of the district attorney. At this time, are there any statements that need to be made to the court?
Juror 1 has a statement.
Go ahead, Juror 1. If it's not, go ahead, Juror 1.
All right. So while Corporal Maple was on the stand, he had lied under oath, saying that his supervisor, Mr. Pro Gaming, was on scene when he was not in the city at the moment. So that is a charge of contempt of court.
So we will investigate the charges of perjury amongst him. Are there any other statements that need to be made at this time? If
Yeah,
not,
I'd like to make a statement.
go ahead.
Can we talk about Nova? We have Nova Plays. He lied on the stand that is perjury.
We will investigate those perjury claims against him. Are there any other statements that need to be made? If not, the court is adjourned.
Wait, hold up. I do have another statement from Nova Destroyer. They have body cam footage of the accessory shooting at the officers.
Oh, well, the verdict has already been made.
Yeah, a little bit too late.
Yeah, the verdict has already been made, so that should have been brought up in an exhibit.
Then can I make a statement?
Go ahead.
Because of the fact that evidence was presented to us too late in order to be used in this case, will we have the ability to file for an appeal/retrial?
Not using those evidence.
Sorry, say that again.
We're not utilizing those evidence. As far as for the appeal, I'll give you about a day and a half to submit the appeal request over to me. Or to the court clerk. And with the reasoning of the appeal, I can put it in for a hearing if the reason is good enough. At this time, court is adjourned. If we can speak with Lex, well, we'll head over to the library VC and speak with you guys. Court is adjourned. Everybody have a great day.
Huey, yeah, but just before you leave, I personally have to go. The district attorney can keep me informed of anything, but I personally have to go right now. I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine. Everybody, you can meet me in the lobby. All right.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo,
maybe.
Ethan, are we
Hey,
gonna get another SSU?
Bruh.
Man.
Yo,
I-
where's Glocks? I got a band-aid. I got.
Listen to me, bro. Listen to me, bro. Shut up. I don't care. All right. So as we heard from the jury, Gox won this case. As far as restitution, that has to be submitted over to the court clerk, so the court clerk can submit. So the court clerk can submit those over to the various departments.